Hi, imagine what you can do if fear was no longer a factor. What would it be? Better yet, why haven't you done it? Let me share with you what can happen when fear doesn't exist. Hi, my name is Carolyn Wilson, and I am the Fearless Magnified Educator. I've been featured and interviewed on some of the most popular, impactful, and influential media outlets such as in the world, such as Dr. Oz, where I've been a reoccurring guest for a mindset and wellness expert, a four-time best-selling author, including with the legendary Les Brown, a award-winning filmmaker, international speaker, and transformational lifestyle coach. So I share all of that with you, not to impress you, but to just share with you that the Carolyn that you see today is nowhere near the Carolyn of yesterday. Let me tell you. Now, the Carolyn before didn't want to be seen, didn't want to be heard, was afraid, was really truly didn't believe that she was enough. So, if any of you can relate to the old me, I want you to either write down or type me. That way, you know that you're not alone. So, I want to share with you four important choices that I was able to adopt, in order to help you become brave, to become courageous, to become fearless, to have your voice. But before I do that, I just want to let you know where it all began. Because once I was a little girl who had her innocence taken from her by the most unamountable, surmountable thing and act that can happen to any person by a family member, which was my father. So this act actually set the foundation for worthlessness, for the lack of belief, for being silent and just being afraid. It also allowed other statistical misfortunes such as homelessness, welfare, teenage pregnancy, and domestic violence relationships to just set root and foundation in my life. So that's just a few things that just actually took residency. And it just further validated that I wasn't enough. So much that this fear was keeping me from my greatest potential. So, do you know that fear could keep you from your greatest potential? Did you know that fear could be the difference between the life and death of your hopes and dreams? I know I didn't know that, but it made me remember until this one time when fear really was not an option. Let me paint a picture for you. It was a day that I'll never forget in 2008 at the Blue Lagoon in the Bahamas. I was vacationing with my family. And one, I had a fearless moment. I wanted to go snorkeling. Now, I'm from the hood, so me and 3 feet of water, anything beyond that, we're not friends. So I went out, I put on my life jacket, my goggles, my fins, the little thing the for air. And I set out to get in the water. And I was so mesmerized and so tranquil by the water and by the fish and by everything that I saw that I totally was an escape from my reality. And I had a fearless moment. So all of that then came back and was so full of zeal, so full of like, I can't believe I just did that. It was so awesome. So I had this bright idea. I took my life jacket off and I decided to get back in the water. You know what happened, right? All of a sudden, I was swimming. I found myself out in deep, deep water that I didn't know how to get out of. Now, I had to think I'm out there and they're over there. And the only way I'm going to be able to get back is I'm going to have to make sure that I get back. See, the life jacket that I had was giving me this false impression that I could swim. But my reality was that I couldn't. My reality was that I was in the middle of the ocean. And so my reality was I had to make a decision and I had to make a choice. Fear was not an option because my life depended on it. So now, what would you do if left with that choice? Would you choose to sink or would you choose to swim? I know right there in that moment, I had no choice but to swim because my life depended on it. I had no room for that false reality to be my reality because my reality was I had to swim. Now, I remember hearing Les Brown saying, false evidence appearing real is another word for fear. It's another way to look at fear. And all I know is that in my reality in that moment, I had to swim because I had to get back, because my life of my hopes and my dreams and everything that depended on me mattered. I don't know about you, but all I know is that we're able to create a reality based on our own beliefs. And in that moment, I believed that I could swim. In that moment, I believed I can get back. In that moment, I believed what I believed and that I was able to do what seemed to be impossible. I was able to do what all my life I thought, and I stayed in 3 feet and I stayed in the shallow end because I was afraid. But in that moment, fear was not an option. So I believe that day set my foundation up for what was to come for the rest of my life. So that foundation is what I was able to tap into to find out that I am enough, to find out that I am courageous, that I am fearless, that I have a voice, that I'm no longer silent. And I was able to take that and use that to go against all my abusers in my life, including the one that did the most harm, which was my father. When in 2015, I had to testify against him, sending him to prison for 20 years. So I did that so that way another little girl would not be violated. So that way another little girl didn't have to be silent. So that another little girl didn't have to be afraid. And you know what? So that way she can know that she mattered. So ladies and gentlemen, this ability to be fearless is what truly gives you your defining moments. It's the moments that are meant to keep you from a false sense of your reality. And my false reality was that I thought I wasn't enough based upon all the things that happened in my life, the things that I was dealt. So what I learned in that moment, in those moments in my blue lagoon, in those moments of facing people, in the moment of being fearless, is that I needed to make a change. I needed to make a change in my life. In order to do that, I needed to make a choice. Just like I had to make a choice when I was in that water. Each time I was faced with uncertainties, I made them certain. I did this by using 4 choices. So I want you to write this down. 4 choices that I had to make. And I want you to be able to adopt these as well. So 1, face the facts. Face the facts that your reality that can change, and it's required if you do something about it to make it different. So I heard they said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Who does it? When you're not ready to face the facts. So that's number one. Number two, I want you to, oops. Number two, I want you to endure the pain. Endure the pain, all the pain that's associated with the hurt, all the pain that's avoiding you from existing. You need to be able to feel that pain in order to heal. So it's no different than, you heard someone going to go get their knee replaced because they're ready to dance again. Aren't you ready to dance again? So they will endure that pain because they want it that bad. That's what you'll have to do, endure the pain. Number three, affirm your abilities. Affirm your abilities that you are not your circumstances, that you are enough. Because scripture says that you can do all things that Christ strengthens you. I want you to speak, write, and think words that will edify you in a way that society never did. On number four, I need you to release. I need you to release the false evidence that's appearing real in your life. Let go of all the things that don't exist. What happened to you didn't make you, but what happened through you truly exalts you. So let me ask you, what false evidence are you believing? That's a good question that truly deserves a good answer, that a choice that only you can give. So now just imagine what you could do if fear didn't exist. I just shared with you I could swim. So just imagine what you could do. You too could be a best-selling author. You too could be an award-winning filmmaker. You too could be seen. You too could be heard. You too can be fearless. If you believe that fear is not an option for you, I want you to type and I want you to write, I'm fearless. And I want you to say that with such conviction. I want you to write it and believe it and think it in your spirit. Affirm that you are fearless. Why? Because you are enough. You are enough because to be fearless, I want you to start swimming like your life of your hopes and your dreams truly, truly depends on it. So, my name is Carolyn Wilson, and I am the Fearless Magnified Educator. And I'm here to help women globally heal from their past trauma and abuse by total mind, body, and spirit, to be fearless in everything that you do. Now, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Be Magnified and visit bit.ly/MYE Masterclass to get your free wellness plan and to enroll in my 3-day Be Fearless Masterclass. Now, but before I leave you this day, I want you to go and check out Valerie Burton's Successful Women Think Differently, 9 Habits. This book truly has helped me change my life, and I know that it's going to do the same thing for you. So if you want to be different and be happy and be fearless, be resilient and be healthy, do all those things. Until next time, be empowered, be inspired, and most importantly, be magnified and be fearless. Thank you. Bye-bye.